Hey guys, so today I'm doing a first impressions video on the new Kardashian makeup products from Ulta. There is a new No Apologies liquid foundation and No Apologies concealer. I can't even take myself seriously when I say that. But anyways, I put them on this morning and so far so good. I will do a check-in at the end of the day to let you know my final thoughts, but I'm wearing the foundation and concealer right now along with just like an average daily makeup look. So the foundation retails for $12.99, the concealer retails for $8.99. I'm going to read off the Ulta website a little bit, but basically the concealer claims to conceal blemishes, flaws, and dark circles. So far I think it's best for under eyes, but it is a sheer coverage concealer, even though this claims for it to have medium to high coverage. Moisturizing, creamy texture, which I do agree with. And then the foundation is a little bit more interesting. The foundation is actually a water-based foundation, which I find interesting because it's hard to find a water-based foundation at the drugstore. The closest thing I can compare this to is Makeup Forever Face and Body, or the new Water Blend foundation, which is pretty much Face and Body reformulated a little bit, but it has that like jelly, lightweight, watery texture that doesn't really set on the skin. It just kind of stays like moist and glowy. This says it contains a chandelier complex, which I guess is just their version of like a glowy skin finish, which it is. It's glowy, it's kind of highlighted and dewy looking, especially good for, I would say, normal to dry skin. It's oil free and it claims to have a medium to full coverage. I like the fact that it's oil free, but I would say it's more of a true medium coverage foundation. So let's hop into the clip of me applying them. I basically just did my normal face routine. The only thing I changed was the concealer and the foundation that I used in this video, but everything else stayed the same so that I could kind of see what looks different at the end of the day. So far it looks really pretty. It's just a lot more glowy than I'm used to, but we will see how it works, and I hope you guys like the video. So I'm going to start by priming my skin like normal, and lately I've been using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Primer. I'm pretty oily, so this is a perfect primer for like an oily combo skin. And I do really like it, and it's hard for me to like something that's kind of for oil control because I feel like nothing really works, but this stuff is good. So I take a little bit of that and then I just smooth it all over my face. Alright, so I got the shade Medium Beige number 50. The shade range was not that great, but I mean, what do you expect from a drugstore foundation? There are 8 shades, so, you know, most people should be able to find a match, but I don't think everyone's going to be able to. For me, they all looked very pink, but I managed to find this one, and after like buying it and swatching it, it actually looks pink in the container, but it kind of just transforms into like more of a yellowy tone, so it seems to work really well. Packaging is really nice. It retails for $12.99, so $13, and like the packaging's adorable, and you get a pump, which is great because sometimes you don't. The texture on it is pretty thick. I mean, you can see it moves down my hand, but very, very slowly. It's a little bit of like a jelly consistency, but I think that will make it kind of stay a little more, besides like a creamy, like liquidy consistency, you know? So we'll just apply it and see like how it looks. I'm going to use my Velvet Luxe Buffing Foundation Brush. This is what I normally use. This is from Ulta. I use this with almost all my foundations, so I figured just keep everything the same except for the foundation itself, and then you can get a better idea of how it looks. The texture on it, it's very creamy. It feels really nice. You probably just saw how the color changes a little bit once you put it on. It gets a little bit darker looking, which is good because the colors were a little bit weird. Here's the foundation up close. To me, it looks like a true medium coverage foundation. It covers like most of the scarring over here, but not everything. What I find interesting is that this is actually a water-based foundation, and it feels very similar to the Makeup Forever Face and Body foundation. So I think that's kind of cool because that's more of a pricey foundation, and the texture is similar. It's kind of like that jelly texture. And it looks very close to how the face and body looks. So I would say it's like a true medium finish right now. It says medium to full, so I'm gonna try to build it up a little bit by taking another pump, and let's see how it layers, because that will be a true test. It dries really fast on the skin. You have to work really quickly, and you have to work in small sections. I also like use like 4 pumps to get this coverage, so you use a lot of product, but it does seem to build nicely. I think it built up really well without compromising like the look of the finish or anything. The color is dark, which I'm surprised about, because when you look at it in the container, it looks very light, but when you put it on, it seriously darkens up a bit. But the shade Lighter was really pink, so I didn't want to go with that one. But I don't think it's terrible. I think that it matches my chest. It's just that my neck is like kind of pale. It just looks really natural. Like it just looks like my skin, just more perfected. I mean, I just have like one active blemish right there, but other than that, like, it looks good. I mean, it doesn't really cover the blemish, so I wouldn't say it's like a good full coverage, but it covered scarring decently. This is my worst cheek over here. So like I have a lot of scarring like back here, and it kind of covered it. I mean, definitely not fully, but a little. I picked up the concealers, and this one is the deep shade, which I got because it looked really light. I probably should have gotten the medium one, but let's see if it covers. I'll probably have to exchange this color, but I want to see if it covers everything. Like decent coverage, like a light to medium. All right, let's check this out under eyes. So this is the light concealer shade. Ooh, it glides on like really smooth. I like the way this feels. Feels like I don't know, kind of cool and liquidy. I normally apply my concealer with my fingers, so let's see. Wow, that blended in like really easily. It just kind of like melted into the skin. It's definitely not full coverage, like I said before, so if you're looking for full coverage concealer, this is not your product. But the under eyes look really good, and I have really dry, kind of crackly under eyes, and it doesn't enhance that at all. I'm going to finish up my skin like I normally would, and I'll take you through those steps. The only thing I'm changing in this video is the foundation. Everything else I'm keeping consistently the same as what I normally do. Normally I use my Laura Mercier natural beige powder on top of my foundation just to kind of set it and give it more, not a matte finish, but like dry finish. And I just use a little bit of it, and I just kind of go and I buff it in. I think this foundation especially needs to be set. It feels kind of like wet. It doesn't like set itself. So I don't think I would ever just like leave it. I'm going to contour a little bit. I use my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in the shade medium. I'm going to use my Hourglass Radiant Bronzer. And then I'm going to take MAC Warm Soul Blush, which is what I use majority of the time, this time of year at least. At this point, I normally set my face with some sort of finishing spray. This is Scandinavia Bridal, which I love. This is very shiny, and I didn't even highlight. Look how glowy I look. And then I normally take Laura Mercier translucent powder or some sort of translucent powder, and I just set my oily areas, which is like right around here, and then right on my chin. It looks like skin, which is good. I mean, you can see some freckles showing through. It didn't cover everything perfectly, which I'm okay with because I normally like a medium coverage anyway. I think this is like a true medium. I think it covered everything okay. I mean, it looks pretty good. I just look really glowy. I can already kind of tell it's probably better for like normal to dry skin. I'm like an oily combo skin, and I definitely feel like I'm gonna get really shiny, like more shiny than normal, because I'm already very glowy, but it's pretty glowy. Like I like the way my skin looks. Settles a little bit around the mouth, but sometimes when you layer a water-based foundation too much, that's what happens, because it just doesn't like, it doesn't build properly. It's just not meant to be like coverage. It's meant to be like a perfector, like a lightweight look on your skin, which I'm okay with. Again, the concealer I really like. I don't think it covers like blemishes or anything that well, but under eyes, I love it. It just looks natural. It looks highlighted. It looks glowy. It's not a full coverage. If you're looking to cover darkness, it's not gonna work, I don't think, because I don't really have a ton of darkness, and it didn't brighten up a ton, but I like the way it looks because my eyes are so dry, so I try to stay as natural looking as I possibly can when it comes to concealers. So the concealer right now is a winner to me. The foundation I'm liking, but I definitely want to see like how it wears throughout the day. I am going to check back in with you guys and see later on. I don't have a crazy day. I have a wedding today, but I'm only doing 3 girls, and I should be back here, let's see, like no later than like 6, I'm thinking. So I'll probably check in with you guys then. Hey guys, so it's 7:30 at night. I put my makeup on at about 9 o'clock this morning, and this is what it looks like now. It's kind of dark, it's hard to tell, but in general, this is pretty good foundation for $12.99, I think. My skin is pretty shiny. This foundation's probably better for normal to dry skin, but I kind of assumed that already. But I think considering for the amount of time that it's been on, it looks pretty good. My bronzer's still on, my blush is still on. I mean, obviously it faded a little, but in general, I think it looks good. I have like larger pores in here, so it didn't make it better, but it didn't make it worse. It just kind of whatever. This side looks a little patchy, but it's because I have a lot of discoloration over here, so I think that's the reason for that. My mouth, I know this morning I was concerned about cakiness around my mouth, but I don't really think there really is any cakiness. I just have like shine going on throughout like this T-zone area, but that's pretty normal because I'm really oily, and it was 90 degrees today, and I was like physically sweating, and I worked and I drove far and stuff. So but I think it looks pretty good. Overall thoughts, I like it. I'm probably gonna keep it. I might get another color, I'm not really sure yet. This one's a little bit dark. I mean, I guess it like blends once I kind of blended it down and stuff, but it's a little, I think a little bit dark for me. I personally like the concealer. I think that it covers enough for me, but it wouldn't cover enough for somebody with darkness under their eyes. So kind of depends what you're looking for, but if you're looking for a sheer, hydrating, glowy concealer that doesn't crease or get cakey or dry, that's your concealer. If you're looking for a foundation that's a medium coverage, water-based formula that is glowy and more, I would say, dewy finish, then this is your foundation. If you're really oily, it depends what you're looking for. I like it, and I'll probably, you know, wear it again, keep it, all that stuff, but I don't think everyone with oily skin will like the foundation. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on the foundation and concealer. I like them. I think they're good. I mean, I'm not like blowing out of the water or anything, but I think that they're solid drugstore foundation and concealer. And honestly, I've tried so many drugstore foundations and concealers, and I hated every single one of them. I don't ever do videos on them because I hate them so much. And this is the first time that I'm like, all right, like I can get along with this. My skin looks good. I even went to my grandmother's house and she told me I looked very pretty, but she kind of has to say that. It's fine. I'm going to chalk it up to the foundation and concealer, making my skin look flawless. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think, how this looks on me. If you've tried it, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.